We're on.
Here we go.
We're doing this.
So much snow did you officially get in St. Joe?
Not much. Probably 2 to 3 inches.
Oh, shoot. We
Yeah.
got like 8 to 10. There's a dude, and he must be just turned doctor. He's kind of young, but he's always wearing the garb. I guess he could be a nurse. I don't know. Anyway, but he has a Mercedes, badass black Mercedes. And every time I see him, I'm like, how can he afford that? But whatever, you know. And because he can't be more than 30. So if you go to be a doctor, you've just started being a doctor. Anyway, right. Every year when it ices and snows, he always parks his car in the same place. You know how everybody in a parking lot parks in the same freaking places because yeah. And he always parks on a decline and then tries to pull out in the ice. And it's a real-wheel drive Mercedes. And every year I'm like, need me to push you? He's like, oh, no. I'll come back 30 minutes later. He's still
funny.
And it's one of those things that you go back to, like, you know, most of the people that I work for have a lawn business. Most of the time are pretty high up people like lawyers, doctors, and stuff like that because they're so busy they can't actually mow and they have money. And there are other people I work for, usually just women that don't have a husband anymore, they've died. But those people that hire me when they're lawyers and doctors are usually the dumbest people I meet because they're so smart in one area.
Yeah.
And they had to do so much training in the one area that they didn't do anything else. And so it's like, you just got to sit there for 30 minutes going, it just keeps doing it. I'm like, you do this all day?
And he's like a surgeon or something.
Yeah.
A brain surgeon.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tommy? Facts. We don't have facts. This is MSNBC, The Morning Onion.
Tommy, you're the one that brings the facts. You should say I'm here with the facts, not for the facts.
I need a
morning, Jim. Morning, Tommy.
What's up, Jim? Who was I watching the other day? Oh, Art Vandelay. He changed his name.
What? I'm taking it.
He changed it to Dan in Demand.
I gotta go. I gotta go change my name.
I'm kind of busy. Take it easy.
I should
because there's a few Art Vandelays on.
Anybody's searching for him, they'll just find me. Hey, this guy's really funny. His name's Art Vandelay on YouTube. It's not him.
And I've seen there's a few Art Vandelays on YouTube, but most of them don't make any content. But
it is literally the best name ever for this thing. He's an importer-exporter. I mean, you can't get any better than that. I don't know why I can't believe he changed it.
Yeah, I'm the one that actually got him to keep it.
Yeah, because he came on. He was in one of our first lives, and he was talking about it was like Art Vandelay with a big number behind it, right? And he was talking about changing it, and we were like, dude, don't change it. I was like,
just take the numbers off, leave Art Vandelay.
So good. It's so funny.
He did, and he did pretty good with it. I don't know why he changed it, but yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Dan in Demand. I mean, that's not that's kind of catchy.
Yeah. When you got Cincinnati Picker talking about how funny your name is and how he loves it, you just stick with it, I
think. True. Yeah, I can't disagree there. Yeah, I can't wait for John to get back onto Harry's channel, see what they do next. And he's supposed to. I think they're supposed to do I think they're going to do a rock and roll one. He wanted to do a drummer, best drummers of all time, but we've already done that one. But I think something I didn't know. I think John actually plays the drums, so that's why he wanted to do it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't be driving in a blizzard this time when they come on. I can watch it.
Yeah. It's so funny here in southern Missouri. No one's used to snow, and it's it's like swimming for the first time for most people. It's like I don't know what to do. Of course,
my brother said when he came into Dallas, when he came back he was on vacation this week, and he said he came back and it was snowing down there. It's pretty crazy when it snows in Dallas.
Yeah,
because I'm sure everyone freaks out when it snows in Dallas because it probably hardly ever snows.
Right. Yeah, I remember that storm. It was when it was hitting us the hardest. There was snow south of New Mexico, and it was in a line all the way to Nova Scotia. That's how big that storm was.
Wow.
Jeez. Almost goes from Mexico to Canada. And at an angle too, so it's even longer. But yeah, we just don't get that many storms like that down here.
Mm-hmm.
Changed it a few weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, most people probably don't know what the human fund is. It's like an inside joke for us.
Good. I don't want them to know. I don't want anybody to ever know. It's a secret. If you don't already know, I don't want you to know. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm literally trying to decide whether I want to go steal that name or not. Now that he's changed it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm just not thinking about that episode. That was so funny. Like, I gave charity in the name in the name of your honor to the human fund.
Yeah. Do you remember? So we're rewatching Seinfeld now. Do you remember that when George first gets a job at that company and this boss is Kroger, and that's where he does it? In the first time he's there, George is in the job interview, and there's a picture behind Kroger of him and his family, and George is in the picture.
Yeah.
And he's like turned sideways, and George remembers he was on the beach that day and all his crap went in the water, and he went up and freaked out on them and started screaming at him, and they were like, man, the tide took your clothes out. And then he had overreacted and like freaked out, and they thought he was a psycho. But then Kroger tells him later in the episode, yeah, it's funny. I really thought, because he steals the picture and gets himself photoshopped out of it. But then later, Kroger's talking to him, and he goes, man, I really was thinking there was another guy in this picture, and man, what an idiot. When he got in the water, we threw all his crap in the ocean. And George is like freaking out.
Try not to say that's right.
Yeah, it was so funny.
A great episode, man. He was such a good writer. What's his name? Larry Allen? Larry David.
Yeah.
Good Lord. I mean, how he came up with that stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
I should share. I'm going to share this on Facebook real quick. I always forget. I don't know how to do it before I go on, because it's in StreamYard, you know.
Mm-hmm. What's the weather like down there today? Is it warming up or is it staying crappy?
It's supposed to get up to 40. So it'll be a nice, mushy, nasty mess the rest of the day.
So I guess you guys still have a lot of snow on the ground from the storm?
Yeah, we still got 6 inches on the ground.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which is, like I said, it's really weird, because usually if it actually snows, usually it's just like 4 or 5 inches, and then it melts like the next day, or if not that day.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I hate to do this. I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Sure.
Get an ice pack.
Ice pack? Bad back? My back's freaking rib popped out. Here for the facts. No BS. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I may have ran a little too far on the treadmill this morning, so my back's a little sore.
Yeah.
Had some good music going, and I just kept going.
That's freaking handy in the winter. Now, you don't have to leave your building. You just go down and start working out. That is awesome.
Yeah. My back goes out.
Yeah, my ribs out.
It's just kind of sore, and I want to ice it before if I sit here for a while. And then I know when I get up after a while, if I didn't put something on it, it might feel like crap.
I hear you. Have you ever tried eating better?
I eat decent.
Just messing. Yeah, my rib popped out, and I assume I had COVID since I can't smell or taste anything still. So I didn't go in and get my back fixed because I don't know what the F's going on with that. And so I need to go in. My back is killing me.
My back's actually been feeling really good lately, but this morning I've been walking on the treadmill, and then I do intervals of running, and I've done so many every time. And today I just got in a groove, and I was like, I'm going to do some more, and I'm going to push it a little further. And then as I was doing it, I was like, I hope my back didn't flare up, but I was like, yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm just going to keep going. And then I was sitting here, I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, that's what I say. It's like, just get in there and start going, because it's amazing how you get bored with walking, and then you start running, and then you get bored with walking at all, and then you just want to run only. It's funny how it works. Your body craves to freaking get its ass kicked.
Well, actually, I was going to tell you, I was thinking about this week. I need to admit to something. I love Nickelback. Yeah, I do. And I was in a store this week, and I heard it playing, and I was like, thought, man, this is like a really inappropriate place for this song to be playing. Because a lot of Nickelback songs are about, sex stuff and that kind of stuff.
Almost all rock and roll songs are about sex.
Yeah, but Nickelbacks are pretty detailed about what's going on. And but the song was one of those songs was playing, and I thought it was funny. And then I was like, man, this is not the right place for this, but I'm definitely going to go listen to that right now in my truck when I left. So I fired it up, and then I went down this entire, dark hole of just, I listened to like every Nickelback song ever made. And I was like, man, I love Nickelback. It's like
a dark hole.
I feel like everybody's like, yeah, Nickelback sucks. It all sounds the same, and their music's crap. And it's like, I realize maybe if you're grading it on like, Tommy's already tearing me up. I feel like if you're grading it on like musical quality, instruments, vocals, all that, whatever it may be, but I feel like it matches my energy, and it makes me want to. So I was listening to it when I was working out this morning, and I was running, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, I think another thing about Nickelback is like it has the same tempo throughout the entire song.
Yeah.
So they're that was when they first started. The producers had such good equipment that they could really auto tune you, and then so the tempo never changes through the entire song. Well, that's almost impossible if you're playing live. The drummer always keeps track of it, and he can't make it 115 beats per minute for the entire song. And so when they've done that, they've just, I don't know, there's just no up and down in it. It's just, and I think that's what people are hearing, and they don't hear any dynamic.
Yeah. So you heard it here first.
You wanted the truth.
Yeah, you wanted the facts.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Creed too, not gonna lie.
I actually like Nickelback more than Creed. Creed's like they just stole Pearl Jam's voice. He just tried to steal that same thing.
Yeah,
and made it like Christian. It was really
so
weird.
I was also listening to Rage Against the Machine yesterday. Did Rage turn into Audio Slave or parts of it? Am I thinking
that
right?
Might be, but I'm not sure. Rage Against the Machine, man,
I forgot how many good songs they had because I went down a whole playlist of Rage Against the Machine yesterday too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the lyrics, I don't like believe in a lot of things they're saying, but the music's freaking awesome.
Just for the record, I don't ever go for lyrics. I always just go for the way the song sounds and the way it makes me feel. And it's like all that stuff. It's just like feel good.
Yep.
So
You're. Oh, that's funny. Thanks for jumping in there, Gina. Here's Tom Cruise.
Morning, y'all.
I've got some 45s on their way. He watched my last video, Tom did, and the whole thing's basically about him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I got 102 45s from him. 2 of them were Pearl Jam, like special edition, their fan club 45s, and I had it all figured up. It's $82, and I've already made 55 and 45 in the clear from that lot, and I've still got 98 45s left.
Wow.
So it's I'm trying to, like, in a way, show people they can make some money on it. Plus, I want people to understand they can make some money from Who's Tom Cruise, and maybe it'll help him sell stuff, because some of these 45s I look up and they're like $14 I'm selling them for, and if you bought that LP, it's like $16.
Right.
So I mean, it's more about the number. People are like, oh, I can spend $9 to $13. It doesn't seem like hardly anything. But when you get 20, it's like, oh, well, that's a lot of money. You know what I mean?
I actually watched that video last night or this morning. And no, I watched it last night. How are you selling brown trucker hats with nothing on them? Like, what are those? What is that?
I have no freaking idea, man. I don't know.
I was watching it, literally waiting to see what it was, and waiting for the moment when you were going to say, there was something super interesting about the hat, or something
like there's a reason.
Yeah, like waiting for the actual reason.
It's just
looks like something my grandpa wore in like the 60s, like mowing the yard. Like it wasn't even his good hat; it was like his mowing hat.
Yeah, and it's new with tags. It says 29 on there, but I got them for like, I got them so I don't even know. It was a huge box just full of hats, and I just asked her like $10 for all of them. She's like,
"Are you going to leave the tag on this one too when you ship it?"
I never do,
except when you put it in your booth, right?
No, I did that before.
That's what I was referencing.
Well, fuck Goodwill, man. It's so stupid. They put like 7 tags on it all over the place. You can't find them all. It was a backpack, so it was like on the other side. Yeah, that was a good day. They called me. Hey, they said they want the price for the Goodwill, and they're like, you put us in a bad position. I'm like, come on, you guys aren't. No one's that dumb where they think, why should I give it to? I go, if I sell to that, and then you guys take your fees out, I'm not making any money anyway. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and the Disney one was cool. It was the Electric Light Parade. It's that weird noises they make for the parade. And they have all of the lights that come out. It was a picture disc, and it sold for $15. I couldn't believe that. Don't tell Tom the price is going up. Well, he knows no one's going to buy them. People just won't buy 45s.
Jen, I love Pearl Jam too, by the way. If that redeems my music qualities at all, after admitting that what I said earlier. And actually, I listened to that YouTube video you sent yesterday where that lady breaks down Jeremy, and I went through that, awesome? And I was like, I just kept wanting it to play though, because she was talking about it, and I was like, all right, now I got to go back and just listen to a bunch of Pearl Jam too. So I was jamming out to that.
I did the same thing. I went back and listened to 10, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But man, how cool was that?
It's pretty neat.
Yeah. I mean, because she was analyzing his voice and like, describing the story and saying about, because holy crap, I didn't even realize that story, and didn't realize that he had all those problems. And that's why it was his expressions in the video are crazy.
You remember that time I loaned you my Temple of the Dog CD, and then you gave it back and it was all scratched and it kept skipping, and I got mad and threw it out the window?
No. You can stream it now, Jason. JJ.
Yeah, it cost me $7 a month though, bub.
How's it going, Shay? Thanks for swinging on by. to the bootlegs. That's the thing about 45 is kind of neat is they usually put an off song on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it wasn't even on an album. And so a connoisseur of those bands, the big collectors, want some obscure songs because you can't find them anywhere else. Cassette singles. If you watch James, My Boring Reseller Life, he makes a ton of money on cassette singles because he bought, remember Hastings all over Missouri? Well, all the Hastings were going out of business. He came down here and bought out Springfield Hastings, if I remember right. And he has some other people he's been down here, and he just buys out their media. And he sells cassette singles for $30 sometimes because it's a song that just wasn't on an album anywhere. It's the only place to get it. So it's kind of like a bootleg in a weird way. How was it when you realized how much you love Yanni?
I have no shame in my musical taste. I like what I like.
That's what's cool about music. If it makes you feel good, that's all that really matters. It's about it's about the only thing I deal with emotions is music. I mean, I used to like Tool a lot more, but they're so freaking dark. I'm not really dark anymore, so it doesn't really.
We used to listen to like Megadeth and Metallica. Everything was like so harsh. I know there's a lot of that speed metal that's way more, which I never really liked that, but it was just like too, I don't know.
Well, I think what I've realized over time, it's like it depends on how you listen to music. Like you're more about the beat. You're like about the bass, and that's the same way with Jenkins. Like me, it was about the guitar. You know, if it has good guitar. So if you're a guitar guy, you like speed metal, you like metal because they have the best guitarists. You know, and so it depends if you like lyrics. You probably like Elton John or Billy Joel. If you like a good singer, whoever, I don't know, take your pick.
I feel like some of that stuff though, it's just good driving music, you know. And I am a truck driver, so I feel like I miss my calling of being a NASCAR driver, so I have to do what I got to do. So works.
You can still do it.
Yeah.
We transport bootlegged alcohol. See, Gina likes Yanni. Oh, I was gonna tell you.
I think she's pointing. Is she? Oh, is she pointing at herself or pointing at? Yeah.
Or maybe she's pointing at you. I was gonna tell you. I forgot. I went to put up a ZZ Top 45 yesterday, and there's a song called "Velcro Boy." I didn't think anything about it. Went to post it, and it gave me a prompt that said Velcro is a term you cannot use. So eBay's built a actual thing in. So whenever you press list and it has Velcro in it, it's already telling you can't put it up. So so you're not going to get zeroed on it anymore. That's smart. Just don't let people put it up. And then
I like that. I kind of wish some of that stuff, there was a way that it would just kick it out if you did it, and it would just be like, wouldn't let you, instead of doing like the 3 strikes and your account suspended type thing. But I do get that people probably abuse the crap out of it, so I understand why they have to do that.
Hush your mouth. Because I was talking about Tool, I bet. Man, I have found after playing these 45s, there's so much music that I had no idea about and how good. Ray Charles, I've kept every 45. I can't believe how good he is.
That reminds me, I was going through and building working on my blues playlist last night. Yeah, and that song, I literally can't think of the name of it, but it came up. It was the one that John Candy was listening to in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when he was driving. You remember that part?
Oh, yeah.
He's smoking and he's playing the piano on the dash and driving all over the road. It was that song. It was Chuck. No. Dang it. Who was that? I'll
Chuck Berry?
No, I don't think it was Chuck Berry. I thought it started with an M.
It's like that one song, Big Bopper. With the ponytail hanging down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I always think of you. We used to listen to that back in the day when we were getting drunk.
Because I had those like 50s and 60s multi-playlist CDs that
I wasn't introduced to that stuff, but your dad liked it. And so you kind of introduced me to it. I'm like, man, that's cool. I love the way
it was Ray Charles, the mess around.
Oh, man, Ray Charles. You know, if Elvis wasn't so popular at that time, Ray Charles would have been the king. You know what I mean? But since he was probably because he's a minority and stuff, they kind of just, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but he was so good. Every time I go to play one of his to test to sell, I'm like, I can't sell that. So I just grabbed all of them. Like, I'm just going to keep them all. Wilson Pickett's another one. The Thrifty Broad. Hey, how's it going? Appreciate you for jumping in the live. What do you like to sell? I don't think I've ever seen you around.
I like Thrifty Broads.
I just like broads.
I like that name. ZZ Top playing Delaware this summer. Times are tough.
They must be.
Yeah.
Well, they did lose their bass guitarist. That's got to suck as a band. You know, that's how you make your living. When one of them dies, you just got to keep going.
Yeah, the cool guy just dies. Dang it.
You have to grow a beard. Excuse me? Yeah.
It's got to be like 2 feet long. It's going to take a while.
Did you know this is a story? I'm not sure exactly, but ZZ Top's name, first off, comes from their two favorite rolling papers, Zigzags and Tops. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And the second thing was they both took a summer off or took the winter off after a tour, didn't talk to each other. They met the next year to start the tour. They both had grown that big, long beard. And they both just like, we're going to keep it. And so they kept it because they both did it at the same time and didn't expect the other person to do it. And they're like, yeah, let's do this. They look like gnomes.
Let's make a band where we look like yard gnomes. Yes, it's so going to work. Yeah, it was mess around.
Yeah. It's just he's so good. Yeah, Wilson Pickett. I mean, he's like James Brown mixed with Chuck Berry. I mean, he's so good. I had no idea. I mean, I'd heard his name, but I'd never really heard any songs. Yeah, In the Midnight Hour. That's a great one.
She Cries More and More and More. Is that what we're talking about? Or
I put up a Moni live.
No, don't
even. You.
No.
I thought about sending it to you since it was live. You might like
it so much. I don't know why.
Tell me.
That's funny.
That's great.
We're going in a new direction. There's just one thing now.
Oh shit! The guy that doesn't have a beard is named Beard. That's hilarious.
So the Thrifty Broad says she mainly sells clothing and shoes. Thanks for joining us. We do this every Saturday. We talk about nothing.
You have to go to Tommy's channel. He shows everybody how to sell clothes and shoes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I guess his lives.
Yeah.
The Statler brothers. Right. No, they were actually funny. How's it going, Kevin? Where are you at these days? I know you're in another country, but
Kevin Palmer.
Strange world we live in. Yeah. Weird simulation we live in. We're here for the facts and the facts only. he's got a tape recorder out recording. Oh yeah, Tommy's doing shoes only. He's got Tracy City has a good sourcing connection. When I was talking to her.
Yeah, Tommy, what is your source? Could you tell us where you get it?
Can you send him my number? I like shoes. I like money. I just couldn't do that in an apartment because of having to store them.
Yeah, I would take
the shoes sell the sell-through rate's so fast on shoes. I mean, especially used shoes, because like me being a runner, like I can spend $150 on good Hokas, or I can spend $40. I'm gonna go with 40. You know, I don't care if they've been worn before. After the first time I wear them, they're gonna be soaked in sweat. So like, whatever.
Kevin's in Moscow.
Hanging out, dude.
What are you doing in Moscow? Like, what's up over there? We got a spammer.
Yeah. Yes, we'll make the list, Jason.
Yeah, I guarantee you can make it. So I'm pretty. Yeah, we'll probably have like a reel on it.
We're gonna round out the top 5 with just gonna play the show for you. It's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Where
sucks
to
when you
not
watch us
find good
and
information.
you have to go look up everything we say to confirm it, and make sure that it was correct or not. Like,
We have a
I
fact
don't know about that.
checker.
Yeah. Funny.
Andrea Apple. I like spammers. Moscow. So how's the weather in Moscow?
Is she calling us that, or
What?
did you see what she typed in the? No,
No.
no, the Andrea Apple, the spammer.
No. Jen must have got it.
Oh, I can see it. It says ASSS. There's no apostrophe though. So
What about Auction Professor, Tommy? I was sitting there thinking about this the other day. I'm like, someone should tell John to like make a video. Cincinnati Picker should make a video about how he's quitting eBay just to see if Harry Tornado will quit eBay the same week in a video. He literally copies everything that Cincinnati Picker does. I mean,
when did Cincinnati Picker do rags?
Point taken. But like I saw that he was like Cincinnati Pickers for like 2 weeks. He's like starting to do whatnot, selling live auctions, and our buddy Tim over the years is helping him out. Well, this week I saw that Harry Tornado's like, yeah, I started whatnot, and I'm like, I haven't watched one of his videos in a long time because I just don't really like him that much. I started watching it, and he starts talking about the Whatnot app, and he starts telling about why he's doing the Whatnot app, and then I realized he's already assumed that people are gonna. He already knows people are going to assume that he's copying Cincinnati Picker. So he's laying out all these reasons why he's doing it. His buddies do it. All these other people do it. And it was just funny because he was like, you could tell he's trying to like, it was a PR video to like say, I didn't copy him, I swear.
Right.
It was funny.
You got to realize when you do that stuff, like, I mean, a lot of the same group are watching. They're going to know it's just the same info.
Yeah.
There's a podcast, a finance podcast I listen to, and the host copies the intro of another podcast I listen to, and it's a podcast about the social media marketing podcast, and she copies the intro thing every time, and I cannot stand it. It's so short, but I'm like, it's the exact same thing, and I know she listens to it, and it annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah, it's like a lot of those live sports guys use the same intro music and stuff. It's like, oh my God, I can't. Krillin's large. I guess I don't know that story.
Eats the snakes out of him. I like that.
Gina scares me. He's a close runner-up. Got a Russian girlfriend.
I'm instantly thinking of the girl from Shameless. Who's not right now?
I don't know Shameless that well. The Russian.
The girl that lived with Kevin and V for a while. Remember? She was real tough. She was blonde. She's really attractive.
Man, it's been a few years since I've watched that show. I don't think I watched that far. Was it at the beginning?
Like a prostitute. I mean, Kevin, I don't think you're a prostitute. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Because she was always speaking in Russian, and it was like so funny.
Turkey. Yeah.
I feel like Kevin is one of the guys that, I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about his life, but I feel like he's one of the guys that did life the way everybody wishes they would have. He's traveled to different countries. Kevin, I don't know where you're at or what you're doing besides Russia, but man, I think you've done probably some cool stuff, or definitely seen some cool stuff. And
I remember asking him.
I wish I would have done that or traveled like that.
I remember asking him one time what was the prettiest country he's been to, and he said Iran was the prettiest.
Mm-hmm.
He lived in Japan for a while and started an English school over there, and then sold it, if I remember right.
Yeah, if you only knew, if I remember correctly, he was married before to an Asian woman from Japan, right?
I don't know if they were married. They were together.
Also, I've seen some modeling he's done. So
he's a tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid. So he's probably doing pretty good in other countries.
His modeling picture is actually my screensaver on my computer, so it's
I'm
good.
not surprised.
Yeah.
What was I say? Yeah, it didn't matter. Turkey was beautiful.
Well, we do tell a lot of stories from back in the day, so
that no one else gets or cares about. But
yeah, you might. We talk about,
going to Bud
Tiger
Road,
skating rink, and
Bud House.
The what?
Bud House.
Oh yeah,
Graffiti Bridge.
The old baseball card shops in town.
Oh, Kevin Palmer story. This is a good one. I remember when Kevin Palmer he traded Jeremy Briggs for a Jordan rookie card.
Mm-hmm.
For just like something that was like Walter Payton. I think maybe a Walter Payton rookie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he'll say what it was, but I just remember going, you got a Jordan rookie from him? And this was in like 88, 89 when it was still crazy. Now, like, holy crap.
Yeah.
How much that card's worth? It's like, 8,000-9,000, even if it's in bad shape. Harry, how's it going, bud?
What's up, Harry?
I watched this live this morning. He goes up about 7:30 Central Time sometimes. Met a girl from Georgia. She told me I look like a Nazi from a
That'd be an interesting comment to get. Like,
that's probably true. He does kind of look like
yeah. He would be the perfect guy in like an Indiana Jones movie to be like the Nazi guy, or the Nazis guy's like soldier guy. Perfect.
Yeah, he would be.
I can see that.
Could have been an actor. It was Yoakum? Wait, which Yoakum?
It had to be Eric. So I don't think Scott. I don't even think he was into.
It wasn't James Yoakum, was it? Because that would be pretty rude.
Yeah.
I know I was missing some stuff. The upcoming Rapture. He got some cool coffee cans from like, I don't know, 40s or 50s. They're all metal. Oh, they're so cool. They're in good shape still. Like seeing the old Folgers symbols and Maxwell House and stuff I've never heard of.
How do you get on to talking about the Rapture? I'm curious. I know we're not supposed to talk about religion on the show or politics, but I'm curious.
We can always talk about COVID.
I haven't heard anything about it in a while. Maybe we should dive in.
I'm surprised the media didn't even talk about it anymore.
Dang it. Every time I have the opportunity, I forget. What's that medicine called? The Joe Rogan medicine that you always say?
Ivermectin.
Yes. I always mean to I need to write that down. It's so many times I could interject it and I always just blank.
You don't want a horse dewormer?
I might need it.
I remember my uncle and my grandma were talking about that. I'm like, that's completely false. It's not a horse dewormer. I go, they've used it for that. That's not. Doctor wouldn't give you a horse dewormer. Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, people are dying all over the place from ivermectin overdose. I'm like, I looked it up.
Like, you, bud. That's what happens.
Yeah, I looked it up. I was like, well, how many ivermectin overdoses? I looked and it was like, overdosing on ivermectin is getting a headache and having nausea. It's not like you're dying. I was like, what is this crap?
He said it was Eric.
5 years. It was Eric. What did you trade for? I can't remember.
I would like to have been there for that conversation. I'll give you $50. Says here it's going for 800. You got 800? No. Well, that's what it costs. So I'm going to go ahead and need at least 750 to make this happen.
Oh my God. I just can't imagine what he traded. I mean, I bet it was something awful. I made a bad trade back in the day. I remember it was the 80. It was either 85 or 86 football. I think it was 86 football. Bryce's dad got boxes of them, and I bought a box, and I bought a box of 86 Tops baseball. Well, now we know 86 Tops baseball is just worth nothing. It's just crap. It was the first year where they just mass produced it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 86 football had some really good rookies in it. And Bryce is freaking really good at convincing people how to do things. And he was like, yeah, I think you should trade me all your football because you like baseball. I'll give you all my baseball if you take all the football. I'm like, all right, sure.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
I mean, I gave him like, I have to look up 86 football, but there's some good rookies in there. I can't remember exactly, but
I bet there wasn't a Bo Jackson football baseball card in the ones you gave him, though, was there?
No. Yeah. I kept that.
I remember I bought that whole pack. Was it Fleer, the yellow case? Was it 89 or 90?
It was 1990. Score? What was it?
Yeah, it was Score. So I bought that whole box just to get that one card. It's so hard to find, but I knew it was in that. And I think I had to order it out of the like Beckett magazine. It probably took like a month to get to my house. I probably had to mail a check through.
They had to clear, and then they sent it to you.
Isn't that weird? You just wrote a check and put it in an envelope and threw it in the mail, and you're like, had a little cutout. I'm like, well, see what happens. And now people are like, oh, I don't want to put my, I don't like using my credit card on the internet or whatever. I'm like, you can track it the entire time back when we were kids. And sometimes they even had the ones on TV where you just get the address and you just send a check, and they would send you like those CDs with the ones I got that had. Yeah, not that, but the ones that had like 40 or 50, like a mixed song that was all 80s, like 80s, or whatever they were called.
Promo ones, Freedom Rock.
Yeah,
I remember I'd listen to Freedom Rock, and my dad had it, and we go on vacation, and we had the cassette, and I would just ask him to rewind it every time we listened to Layla. I'm like, can we start over again? He's like, I guess, but I wanted to start at where they stopped singing. I just like the instrumental at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I look back now and I'm like, yeah, I guess I've always been a weird kid.
Yeah.
Because it was hard to you had to actually rewind it. My dad's just like looking at me like, God.
Yeah, it was good when your favorite song was the first song on the tape because you could just hit rewind, and whenever it stopped, it would just you could just hit play.
Yeah. I've got a few 45s that have BMG on it, and then some of them will have cassettes will have BMG and Columbia House, and they'll have a separate barcode that was just for Columbia House and BMG. So I've tried to enter that in before. I'm like, it's not entering in for eBay, but then it doesn't really work. Yeah. Airport. What did he see in an airport?
Man,
whoa.
I thought I had some regrets in life. I can't imagine if I'd given away a $10,000 card to somebody. Of course, I did give away a bunch of my baseball cards to a buddy of mine's kid back in the day, so it's possible there was something in there worth some jack.
Oh my God. Rogan has to change his ways now. His apology video is epic. Yeah, his apology is like, I guess there's people mad. I'm not really sure why. I didn't really do anything. It's just guys talking.
I meant to look that up. I didn't watch the apology video that he did, or the correction video, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing to say. That's the funny thing is he just brings on people that talk. I don't
understand
different opinions.
Always all this stuff about free speech and America's free, but you can't get on somewhere and talk about your opinion if you're a doctor, and then everybody freaks out and he has to apologize.
Well, that's the thing. Is like Rogan says his show is about opinion, and the news shows say their shows are correct,
right?
but it's still opinion. Like, no, this basically they get mad at anybody that does what they're doing, even though they're not even doing it. That's the crazy thing,
right?
I mean, Rogan always says, "I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't trust me for your medical information. Do your own research." But this is a guy talking about. He's a doctor. He knows what he's talking about. Like, and he's not just a doctor. He's like one of the best in his field.
Either way, he brings in he's like, this guy is a doctor and this is his opinion. So take it or leave it. And
it's kind of funny. I mean, it's probably going to hurt the news medias more because it's like, it's just showing like, no, you can't have opinions. You have to have this opinion and you can only put it on your channel because that's what we do. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
That's why it's so awful. Why no one watches. What is it? Rachel Maddow gets 1 million views per show. Mm-hmm. Tucker Carlson gets like 3.5 million. And Joe Rogan gets 11 million per show. I don't think anybody cares about what Rachel Maddow says. You know, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yoko's going to pull her music. Yeah. Like that's what I was telling Jason. I'm like, I'm sorry, but the people that watch Rogan don't care about Neil Young. You know, they didn't listen to Neil Young songs anyway, so they don't care. I mean, I like Neil Young songs, but
still just kind of a ridiculous threat. It's like,
yeah. Well, the ridiculous threat about it is all musicians have been talking shit on Spotify for years, saying they don't give us any money. I don't know why we even let her. You know, they should be giving us more money. Well, they have the choice to even have it there or not. If it's not enough money, then pull it. They could have pulled it the whole time. So they've been whining about something they could have always done something about. That's what made me look at them as like how pathetic they are. You was a weird kid.
Kevin's spamming you.
Remember
you or me? Because I don't remember that story.
That wasn't me.
Wasn't me either.
I remember that shit. I did a lot of other dumb crap. Jumping into the pool.
He's making stuff up.
I did worse stuff, probably.
Yeah. My arm never got caught when I was stealing stuff.
Trains at the old train station. I never even went into the old train station. I didn't even move to Marceline until I was a freshman in high school. So
my grandpa used to work there. I don't know if have I told the story about when I went there? I feel like I have. It was so cool though. I was probably younger than 5, and my grandpa was a engineer there, and he took me up there. It was like his day off, and I went in there, and there's all these dudes in there with like visors on, and I remember there was just like maps everywhere, and it was like railroad stuff. They were all in there smoking cigars. It was like really interesting. Back then, it was just normal. I'm thinking back on it now, it's like so unusual, you know.
Yep.
It's a museum now.
Yeah, something I was thinking about just the other day is like, what would Marceline be if it wouldn't be for Disney? It probably be desolated. There wouldn't be nothing left in that town because it's really nothing there except Walsworth. And what's his daughter? I think Disney's daughter still gives money to town. Told to believe anything you have morons telling us not to believe anything. Yeah. I mean, the guy that they were mad about is like one of the people have had. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that crap, but it's just so weird how everybody's so. If it's not my opinion, then it's wrong.
He's full of crap.
Yeah, sounds about right. That it's weird how we train. That train depot turned into a museum, and otherwise it'd be gone too. Someone said that. I think my sister said that. Remember those grain bins, those concrete bins on the south side of town, over by the. They got taken down. I think because people are climbing on them and stuff.
Oh, it sucks. That was like cooling towers and stuff out there because it used to be a pretty busy train yard.
Yep.
If you go onto the, I think the Marceline Memories Facebook page, there's a guy on there that posts a lot of old pictures from early 1900s of that train yard.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Wasn't Marceline a name of a daughter or something? It was actually a girl's name.
I think so. I think her name was Marcelina or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a railroad town back in the day.
It's so funny, when I moved to Marceline, I thought I'd hate that train noise, but man, I miss that train noise. They were there in June.
I don't think they were grain bins. I think they were coal chutes.
Yeah, I think they were coal chutes.
Because the trains used to stop there and fill up with water and coal.
Yeah. I think that's why they founded Marceline, because there was like a lake there or something, so they could cool their stuff with it.
But then they had to stop because there wasn't enough lunch, so they couldn't stop there anymore.
So then he went to Buckland.
Same thing with Cincinnati Picker and his boat.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah, Cincinnati Picker got so drunk he got kicked off the boat.
Kicked off the train.
He was being belligerent. Tracy kept trying to make out with John, and
she's from Tulsa, right?
Say what?
Tracy's from Tulsa, right?
No, she lived in.
I'm kidding. We've talked about it like every week.
I was gonna say, we talked about it so many times. Austin, that'd be a cool town to live in, but they've blown Austin up with everybody moved from California and New York.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, you've tried to get me. Every time I think about Dallas, God, it's so freaking big. I don't know if I can do that anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
I think I should just be a flight attendant and just fly over the world and do something different.
You think you'd look good in a miniskirt, though?
I know I look good in a miniskirt.
Yeah, you got to wear those really
Especially leggings.
Yeah,
I got shapely legs.
Yeah, those uniforms are really tight.
Don't care. I got a nice body.
That would be really uncomfortable. Like, you're going to be a waitress on a plane and you're going to wear a mini skirt and these really tight hose and like high heel boots or something, like those high heel shoes they wear, and like a vest thing with like a jacket, like a weird tie, and their hair's all done up with like tons of makeup on.
I remember my friend said that whenever airplanes, when you first started riding in airplanes, that everybody wore like they're going to church. Everybody dressed in suits and like your best outfits. Like, and now it's like when I go traveling on an airplane, I'm wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt because I just want to be comfortable.
It's all you ever wear, though, bub. Yeah,
that's true.
I do feel like people still kind of dress up on planes, though, because when I fly, I feel like people are overly dressed, like nice, and I'm like, where are you going? Like, what, you're gonna go sit on a plane for 3 hours? Be a Nickelback, your bus driver,
tour bus driver. Yeah, that'd be a good. You can swing on there some more.
Okay, so that reminds me. This is off topic, but fun fact. Oh, I see. You corrected it, tour. Do you remember? So I was watching this thing. We're back to Seinfeld. I was watching a video about Seinfeld last night, and did you know that the guy that was the real Kramer, like a lot of the stuff that they actually did with Kramer, it was true. The guy that was based off of Kramer actually wanted to play Kramer in the show, and he got like pissed that he wasn't, and he actually started a bus tour of like his life to show people, and they had video of him on a weird bus, like giving a tour with these people in there. And he was like, yeah, I'm the real, his last name was like Kessler or something. But when Jerry first meets Kramer, he says, oh yeah, I saw your name on the list on the deal. You're Kessler, right? And he goes, no, it's Kramer. So the whole thing was based on the real guy. And like, I'm sure Tommy knows, but I probably got half of that story wrong. But anyway, it's really interesting.
That is interesting. I remember,
but a lot of the stuff that they did with the character was real, and the guy really did it. Like, he was really mad because he wasn't actually playing Kramer because he was Larry David's neighbor. And he used to like come in when he lived in an apartment or something and like eat all his food and do all that stuff Kramer does.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know at one point they wanted to make him a millionaire, but then they realized if they made him a millionaire, they needed to have him kind of struggling and stuff a little bit here and there, so they didn't make him a millionaire.
He didn't work either.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back. I'll find that video I watched last night and I'll send it to you. It has it's like 15 minutes of a bunch of stuff you never noticed from Seinfeld. It was really funny.
Yeah. Like there was a mention of Superman every episode, weird stuff like that.
Well, that's the other thing that they talked about in that episode, because there was the one episode where Elaine met the alternative Jerry and George, and she was hanging out at their house. I can't remember what the word was, but it's like a word he used for the opposite, and the guy had the opposite of Superman in his apartment.
Yes.
Really
yeah, the alter ego or alter.
Yeah, it is that, but they used one word. I can't think of what it was called.
Tommy didn't watch any of those shows.
Bizarro. He called it Bizarro Jerry.
Yeah, Bizarro Jerry.
Superman. Well, Tommy, you're around watching TV. That's why now you have a source and you buy shoes and you have a reselling business. Maybe you should quit it all and just sit around and watch Office reruns.
Friends.
Over and over again.
Until you can memorize them, because that's useful.
Yeah.
I watched Office for a while and then it got boring.
Yeah.
Freaking how stupid the boss was just the best part, you know. And then when he left, it was like, eh.
I tell you what, though, what's the guy that was in the British version of The Office? Did you ever tell you about that? Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, it's way better than the regular Office.
So the first original season, every episode is based off the English version of The Office, almost exactly.
Exactly.
And the guy that plays the boss, Ricky Gervais,
yes,
is such a better.
Yeah, he's better than
that. It's so awkwardly funny, so funny. Yeah, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, he actually makes it more awkward somehow. Which is
they had Ricky Gervais and then the guy that played Jim and then Dwight. And that crew mixed together. Oh my God! He actually came in and applied for the job though when Michael was leaving. That's why it's when it was so funny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
but I like the other one way better than the regular Office. Yeah. That's for sure.
He was so awkward. He was wearing that like leather jacket that his boss had. It was the exact same one. What do you mean? Weird. It was redundant. What do you mean? It's just so awkward.
Roasted. Yeah, I don't watch any of that crap.
Too busy drinking coffee and listening to 45s, right?
Pretty much. Wow, that's cool. I've got a bunch of old shirts just from going to shows. Something I always did. I always bought shirts. But they're all too small for me now. Bought them in my 20s. Yeah.
Or they're too big.
They're too small.
Aren't you smaller now than you used to be?
Yeah, but I'm
lost like 100 pounds since back in the day, right?
But I'm.
You're so muscly.
So like,
okay. You
set me up. Really stupid, but I'm like,
the
pecs are sticking out and my arms are all.
You set me up to even ask you that. I'm just so buff now. You know, I lift all the time.
Me out. I'm always just trying to get to that place.
Sleeves, you know, they're so tight. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, like when I walk, I literally can't put the lats are just so big it pushes out.
A lot of times I have to wear tank tops just because the sleeves are so uncomfortable. You know. Usually shirtless around the house.
Yeah, my dogs like it. They just stare at me. I think they may want treats. I don't know. I have a bunch of freaking rock shirts I need to put up and sell. I've got a bunch of Grateful Dead shirts, original.
Slow down to Tommy's comment after that. Yeah. He's drinking French press. Oh my God! Always with the peanut butter.
Because I got my dogs. I play the peanut butter game on them.
Mailman's like, it smells like peanut butter in here. Yeah.
Oh, I put it all over my dogs and I lick it off. Right.
Coughing up a fur ball.
Yeah, I say I don't mind hair. My dad came in when I was at this for Christmas. He's like kind of wiping off. I had a couple of hairs here. I'm like, dude, there's hair everywhere. I'm so used to it now. I'm like, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
The real information.
Next time I come to your house, I'm going to bring one of those lint rollers so I can just walk around with it.
You're just going to have a dustbuster constantly going.
Yeah, probably.
Just to get in the air. Are you dustbusting the air?
Just wear a bubble when I come in there so I can take it off, like a hazmat suit.
You found me out. Finally released my.
I feel like every week at the end of the show, Tommy makes some comment about what he thinks your life is like or asks. Remember last week he was like, "Is Anthony the weird guy with dogs?" Yeah,
absolutely. That's what I'm going for. I guess I'm just glad I'm portraying it out right.
Killing it, man. Killing it.
I'm projecting my craziness to people.
I feel like we talked about reselling for about 2 minutes in this whole hour.
Good. I do enough of it anyway.
Yeah.
All we talked about was the Velcro. But I'm pretty sure if it's a song name, the title and the name, I don't think I would get in trouble for it. But I just took the title off. So whatever. Velcro fly. The other side was Woke Up with Wood. That was the song. ZZ Top song.
Oh.
Sounds like a Frank Zappa song.
Oh, just tweak my neck. There we go.
Woke Up with Wood. That's one of the best names ever.
I might change my YouTube channel to that. That's a good idea.
Woke Up with Wood Flipper. What happened?
I just need to douse the chat with bleach and set it on fire. Just the next scroll down. So we're wrapping up. I was thinking I wanted to bring this up. I watched some of our old shows this morning. I went back and was watching some of them because sometimes I look at them and I'm like, wonder what shirt I wore last week. I don't want to wear the same one 2 weeks in a row. And I started watching. I am so jumpy all the time. I cannot hold still. I never realized that. Yeah. Have I always been that way?
I don't notice it because I'm way worse than you are.
So no, you're way better. You're just like you never move. You just sit there and you don't move.
I constantly rock back and forth.
You do this, but I'm constantly just like moving and like itching and like I can't hold still. I said itching. I don't have any weird rashes, but I'm just saying I'm constantly like doing stuff and moving around.
What did you need that one cream for you told me about?
Yeah, it had a lot of sugar in it and some weird sweeteners. I don't know why my face itches.
Yeah. I notice I do that when I'm on Harry's show. I just constantly go like this in my chair.
Yeah.
And I look at I see myself. I'm like, oh, yeah. I look like an idiot.
I noticed you turn back and forth a little bit, but I'm just like, I cannot hold still. Like just sit here and not move for like an hour. Like I almost thought about trying to do this standing up, but then I thought then I would be moving even more. So.
Well, my legs usually moving up and down. I've always been that guy.
Yeah, I've got to not. I can't touch the table because sometimes I'll start bouncing my leg, and then the computer would start flicking back and forth.
Well, sounds like you need to start doing something, and maybe you wouldn't have to worry about all this stuff. You know?
Yeah, start kind of expelling some of my energy.
Yeah. Actually, getting out of bed. Before 10.
I got up at 8 today, stretched, ran on the treadmill, ate breakfast, took a shower.
Whew. Tough.
Yeah. There's not much a point for you to even take a shower because all the dog hair will just come right back on you right after you wash it off.
Well, since I let them lick my entire body, what do I do? Why do I need to shower? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't usually get in there much. The dogs used to take care of that.
I should leave the blinds open. I think a cop came over the other day. I think that someone saw. So,
You ever thought about starting an OnlyFans for you and your dogs?
Fart Sack Jack.
Is that Mike?
Mike Kritzer.
Yep. What's up, Mike?
No, I haven't. I've got 73 records to go through, and I plan on it. There was like 20 that I'm going to keep, and then the rest I'll try sell. I didn't check the condition. Usually they're good enough, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to start doing LPs coming up today. I've got so many good ones. It's going to be fun. Adventure.
Yeah.
It's always fun to start selling something new, honestly, just to kind of see what happens. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. A lot of them I don't want to give up. I'm going to check them on Discogs first to make sure they're not first pressings. Because if you get first pressings, you can make quite a bit of money on those. Mm-hmm. But I've gotten a lot of them from Who's Tom Cruise. And if they're first pressings, he probably wouldn't sell them. So I probably don't have a lot of them. Did you ever go back to the guy that had the basement of 45s? I wish. Are you talking to me? I wish I knew that guy. There's a guy that I know that had a bunch of them, but I don't know. I don't know
if he's talking about that. I remember you telling a story about a basement full of dolls. Or no, that was
Mountain Man Treasure.
Yeah, Mountain Man.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was one of the best videos. That was a good video he had. Go down there and all those freaking dolls. It's freaking scary.
That would be funny if you went to some estate sales, some of the stuff places you get into are like really kind of weird.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, there was some, and he sold 100 records for charity. It was Toys for Tots, and I think I paid $100 for them. They're good. I appreciate it. Sworn to chat, you knew someone that had a basement. Well, there's a guy that lives in St. Joe that has a record store, and he has tons of 45s. And he says he has some, but I'm not sure because he told Jason a different story that he had sold them all to someone else. So I don't know if I trust him. I have Harry. These are all my posters from Mr. Buys a Lot. I have 30 rock posters from Germany. So I'm pretty excited about opening those up. And I'm going to trade.
Get one of those out today, but
yeah. Say what?
I thought maybe you were going to get those out today and show us.
Yeah, kind of a pain, but yeah. And what I plan on doing is trading posters to that guy and him sending me 45s because I have plenty of them and I can get more from Mr. Buys a Lot. So he pays good money, and I bought these for $7.50 a piece. If you guys aren't watching Mr. Buys a Lot, you need to go by because he gives out wholesale deals every once in a while, and you got to jump on them while you can because they're usually pretty good. Because these are rock and roll posters from Germany. They're pretty badass. There's a Kiss one. There's a Tool one.
You're gonna make a video. You're gonna make a video of you unboxing that, aren't you?
No, I don't really like them. I don't really like unboxing videos. I don't want to put.
Listen, we want to see the posters. Okay, quit.
I'm going to show them. I'll show them. I just don't want to. Mainly because it was a lot where he just grabbed a bunch of posters, try to make it not, biased or whatever. And I don't want to show like if it's a bunch of bad ones. I'm not trying to make him look bad or nothing because it was just.
You don't have to do it live. If they suck, you don't have to finish the video. Me, Mike, and Harry want to see them. It's in the chat. Look at it. See?
Damn it. We'll have to do it another time. It's too late.
Yeah, can't do it this morning. Well, just record you opening them, and if they're awesome, make it a video.
It's crazy though that 30 posters are this heavy. I wonder how many pounds. Does it say? 4 pounds of posters. That's crazy.
You got 2 lots of them, right? And you did 15 in
Yeah.
each.
Yeah. The Kiss one I got last time was awesome. It's like it's Insane Clown or Insane Circus, I think is what it's called. And it's this guy with a big ball gag in his mouth, and his eyes are like, it's
That sounds super creepy.
it is. Well, thanks for coming in. And, thanks for talking to me and spreading misinformation to all the other resellers.
Yeah.
And the Morning Onion was a success today, and hopefully we gave some clips to Tommy, and we can see them later on in his live tonight. And yeah. Lenny Draka. Well, thanks for joining. Yeah, Psycho Circus. Good call, Mike Kretzer. That's right. Yeah, if you need to do it, Jason. Go on to Mr. Buys a Lot eBay page and just type in rock posters. It's like 12 or 14 pages of just rock posters, and he's got 75 of each one. Some of them. He's got so many rock posters. It's insane. But he got such a good deal. I mean, he told a deal one day about how much he paid for it, and he told me how much. So I knew how much he paid for each one. And he's doing good. He's made all of his money years ago.
Wow.
But they're cool. You're never going to find that kind of stuff again.
So I thought he wasn't selling those on eBay, though. Or are you talking he has different ones on eBay?
Well, no, he's selling them on eBay, but he's talked about not selling them anymore so you won't cause competition with us, which I don't care. I mean, that doesn't bother me. But I understand where he's coming from, because as a reseller, you want to have all of them. That way you get to control the price. But some of these, like that, the Tool one and the Kiss one, he has them for $50 a piece in his store. And these were $750 a piece in the lot. So that's how good a deal he was giving out to people.
Wow. I was going to order those, but I kind of just thought I'd end up keeping them all because I wouldn't sell them.
I get it. That's probably the thing that reselling has taught me the most, is not to hang on to everything. Because I was a hoarder. I was a hoarder collector. And that's the best thing about this, is it's taken me out of that. And now it's more fun to sell it and get it to someone else that's a collector. Yeah, I'm sure I have some regrets about some of the things I've sold, but I think you're going to do that. But I think that really just shows that you were really smart about what you bought. You can't think of it as I shouldn't have sold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. He has like 2 million worth listed. Yeah. I've got some black light ones. The black light one I have of Rush is so awesome. I mean, it's so cool. It comes out green. And Rush, he's the drummer is, what's his name? Peart. He's Neil Peart. He's gone. There's no more Rush. So yeah, make sure you watch Mr. Buys a Lot's videos. Yeah, I'll bring him out. Maybe I should make a video. You're making me feel bad now. Thanks a lot, Jason. We're
trying. It's working.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping in and giving me a shout, Jason. And thanks for everybody for joining, and I appreciate it. We got Tommy on tonight. Harry's, a lot of times I go live right before Tommy's. Westside Gary has an auction tonight. And I think that's the only one. And I'm sure Donatello and Auctions for You will be running an auction today in the afternoon. So Getty Lee, Alex Lifeson. Yeah, Alex Lifeson doesn't get – everybody always talks about the other guys, but he had some of the best riffs of all time, man. Rush is a 3-man group. There's not very many 3-man groups that are that good. It's pretty amazing. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate it. Hope I got you some clips. The part where I talk about how Tracy keeps trying to make out with John should make it.
Yeah.
I hate it when Tracy's not here. All right. Thanks, Jason. See you.
Appreciate you all. Saturday. Thanks for joining.
Next week.
See ya.